Hi guys! So today is a new vlog. This is going to be officially my first vlog from the morning to night, I think, in this house. Today we have a few things planned. It is already almost 11. I was able to curl my hair in between some meltdowns from Lavender. Brush my teeth, put on my outfit. I put on her outfit. I didn't do her hair yet, but we brushed our teeth, both of us, and we got changed. We ate breakfast, and she's currently in her playroom eating some Cheerios so I could get this quick little vlog intro done. But hi, good morning. I have a lot of things to tell you guys about this house, which I will do hopefully when I come back from my doctor's appointment. So I have my 28-week doctor's appointment and ultrasound today, which my doctor's office is now 30 minutes away. It used to be like 6 minutes away. Now it's 30 minutes away. So that's going to be a long haul. But because I'm already going to be out there, I'm probably just going to grab dinner on the way home. I'm not sure what I'm going to grab. I also want to get a mukbang done, but I don't know if that's going to be possible because Lavender will be wide awake in the car, and obviously maybe I'll bring her in the front seat. We could do a mukbang in the front seat. I don't know. We're also going to be in my mom's car, and she doesn't have a tripod for my camera, but I think it'd be really cute if me and her did a little mukbang in the front seat. But I don't know what I want to eat, so that's a whole other thing. I do have some updates though on my hair and my bracelets. I told you guys I would give you guys updates. One, I am in love with this hair. I've had it now for, I don't know, haven't I had it for, I think it's been a month now that I've had my hair. So I think it's been like 5 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. I've washed it now probably 8 times. I don't know, I wash my hair about twice a week. So I would say I've probably washed it about 8 times. I've curled it. I've only had 2 tape-ins fall out, and that was my first time, so I was expecting some to fall out, but I haven't had any sticky or anything. My hair doesn't feel, next time I'll probably just do single-sided sandwiches on my temples, which I already did some single-sided sandwiches on my temples, but I'll probably do more because sometimes I notice they're a little bit sore and they shouldn't be sore. So, but my hair is definitely grown out. I noticed they're harder to hide, obviously, when they start growing out because they're farther down. But I curled my hair this morning, and I will say the quality is still very good. If you message me, I'll send you the company that I use. I'll send you the direct link to the place I order it from. I ended up ordering a color ring so I can do my mom's hair and my friend's hair if they want me to. And I'm just obsessed. I'm truly obsessed. Now, I do like K-tips better than tape-ins. 1, K-tips are easier to hide. And 2, they're less maintenance. I find I'm gonna have to move these up soon. With K-tips, they last so much longer. They double the amount of time. But they're also way harder to do on yourself. I don't think I could do K-tips on myself. I could probably do the sides of my head, but I could not do the back. And tape-ins were already pretty difficult to do on myself, so I couldn't imagine K-tips. And they're not nearly as easy to let out and reposition as a tape-in is. But so far I love the quality. I actually am just shocked. They're still smooth, they're still silky, they're still full at the bottom. They're just so good. And then as far as my bracelets, as you can tell, I'm not wearing my wedding ring. I'm not wearing the ring that Josh got me for having his babies. And I'm not wearing my bracelets. I am wearing a pinky ring that I got from there, but that's just because I found it when I was unpacking. This ring has fallen off a lot of times, but that's not the company's fault, that's my fault. It's a small little dainty ring. It has fallen off a lot, but my wrists did have a huge rash. I will insert a picture here. And I've always been pretty sensitive. Even to my wedding ring, I got a little reaction. It's real, the wedding ring is real. And I even have a reaction to real jewelry. It gets significantly worse when I'm pregnant. So when I'm pregnant, I get eczema or eczema, however you want to say it. I get it on my knees. When I was pregnant with Lavender and Luca, I got it on my ankles. This pregnancy, I'm getting it on my knees. And my skin is a lot more sensitive every time I'm pregnant. Every single time. So all of my jewelry is off. However, I will say I've showered with them and everything, and they weren't tarnished. So that's already a good sign. I showered with them probably 10 times, but I'm thinking about my hair. I've showered with them 20 times. I wore them for like 2 weeks straight, and obviously showered every day, washed my hands, got my wrists wet from washing my hands, and they didn't tarnish at all. So I will be ordering more if, when I put it back on after I'm done being pregnant, if they don't get a reaction, I'm gonna be ordering necklaces. I'm gonna be upping up my jewelry game. I do still have the earrings in. The earrings do not give me, I don't have any reaction on my ears, but I'm pregnant and things get weird. So I did end up breaking out on both of my wrists from the bracelets, and I took them off and about a week ago, and they're already cleared up. So clearly it was from that, but we're gonna try again after I'm no longer pregnant and see if I get the same reaction. I do want to show you guys my doors. So my house was originally gray when I moved in, and we didn't need to paint, but I wanted to get it over with because painting is such a big deal, especially once your furniture is up and you have things hang up on the wall and you have kids. I just wanted it painted and over with because I felt like doing it after everything was moved in and with kids and everything would have been way more difficult. So I'm going to show you guys what I did to my doors. So I don't know if you guys can really see the difference. I'm gonna bump up the lighting here. It's kind of gloomy outside because it's raining, but I picked a white color, obviously, for my walls and a beige color for my doors, and I switched them all out to black handles. So before the walls were gray, they were like pretty, I wouldn't say it was like super dark gray, but it wasn't a super light gray either. If you go back to my first vlog of moving day, I showed the foyer, a little entryway, and you can see the color of the walls. It also just wasn't painted very well. I don't know if they were just rushing or what. My doors were white and then my handles were silver. So I decided I wanted color. I didn't want everything to be white like my last house because when everything was white in my last house, I felt like it looked very builder grade and cheap. And I wanted our house to have a little bit more character and feel more homey. And I thought that the beige doors would have been perfect. So the colors, if you're wondering, I picked whipped cream. These are both by Bear. Whipped cream on the walls. I had just have a basic semi-gloss white for the trim. And then for the doors, it is cotton knit. So if you're wondering the colors, those are the colors, and it matches my floors, which I love. My rug, it's like a beige and gray. It's a grayish, which I love because you can pull out any color. Certain lighting, it looks more gray. Sometimes it looks more beige. I love it. That's my walk-in closet. That's my ensuite, and that's our hallway. But that is what I did to my doors. Let me know if you guys like it. I just did the trim around the doors, but not the baseboards. And I actually love it. And the reason why I chose to paint the doors and not the walls a color is because I felt like in 5 years, if I get sick of beige, because gray was in 10 years ago, now beige is in. So in 10 years, when there's a new color in or a new style, I think it's so much easier to slowly paint doors than it is to paint your entire house. So if my base is white and anything matches white, I feel like it's so much easier to just go in and paint the doors in 5 or 10 years, and it can change the whole look of my house without having to change the walls. It's easy. Like every day I pick one door and paint it. I don't have to like move a bunch of stuff. I don't have to like tape everything. It's so much easier in my opinion, and it adds just a little bit of, I think it just adds a little bit more, I don't know the word. I don't want to say elegance because it's not what I'm trying to say. A little bit more, it just looks more bougie. What is the word I'm trying to think of? Anyways, I think you guys get it. It just looks better than the cheap builder grade everything white. And so that's what I'm trying to do. I did get a new bed frame, if you can see. It's the same bed frame, it's just a different color. And now I need new nightstands because my nightstands don't match. Oh, and then let me show you what we did to our closet, which I know you guys kind of saw last time, but I finally got most of the closet done. So we were originally quoted over $1,000 just for this closet alone to have inserts, and we decided to go to Home Depot and do it ourselves, and that's what it's looking like. So we got to fit a lot in here. And what else do we, oh yeah, my third trimester, hello, 28 weeks. I know I already mentioned that because I'm going to my doctor's appointment for my 28 weeks. Yeah, I'm excited to be my third trimester. I'm so excited to meet her. And yeah, I guess I'll update you guys in a little bit. I'm gonna go check on Lavender. I put my hair back and I put on like a little, so I could get ready. And Lavender's just playing with her bath toys behind me. And you guys, I don't know if you remember, but I got this sample with my Sephora order for my birthday. It's the Drunk Elephant D, I don't know. It's a bronzer, sunshine drop, anti-pollution thing. I don't know. It's basically just like a glowy thing you can put on your face. I'm like alone is, honey, I'm trying to vlog. Sorry about that. This mixed, when I mixed it with this, which was also a sample, the Summer Fridays face lotion, mixed them together and I put them on my face. So like moisturizing and giving me a bronzy glow. I look like I was in, obviously, the sun because it's a bronzer. But I'm obsessed. I think I'm gonna order the full size of this. This I'm not crazy about. I have like face lotions and that. I'm really not crazy about that, but this I think I'm gonna order in a full size. Like, this is so good. If you guys have a drugstore version of this, let me know because this is probably really expensive, but I really like this one. It's like the perfect amount of bronzer. And you need like the smallest amount. This would last me for like a month. Very, very good. I'm gonna go put on my makeup. Okay, Lavender's playroom is right there. You might hear Miss Rachel. I just did like a simple makeup. I don't have lipstick on or anything because I feel like my lipstick never lasts anyways. And then every single time I kiss Lavender, she gets lipstick on her. So I love that I spent so long curling my hair and it's not even that curly. But whatever. Lavender ready to go for a walk because it's finally not raining out. And I was putting on her sweater and her socks. And then she started like rocking her hips, which is my indication that she's tired. She wasn't due for a nap for like another hour and 40 minutes. I was like not expecting her to be tired, but she was like the perfect tired where she wasn't cranky yet, and I could tell she was tired because she was kind of like calm, and she started rocking her hips, which for me is a signal that she's tired. So I was like, well, if you're tired, let's put you down for a nap because I'd rather, you know, you have a nice and we go for a walk after. So she ended up falling asleep an hour and 40 minutes earlier than expected. So I'm gonna go ahead and make dinner. We're gonna make the pasta sauce. So we're just having spaghetti, which is really easy, but I decided to start making the pasta sauce now. And then at dinner time, all I have to do is boil noodles. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna ground up some beef. I'm also gonna add whatever vegetables we have. I think we have peppers, zucchini, onion, spinach. I'm just gonna throw in whatever vegetables we can because we need them. So I don't have a cutting board still. Actually, let's go downstairs and look for a cutting board first. Let's do that. Okay, can't find the cutting board and I'm wasting time, so we're just gonna get to cooking before she wakes up. I cannot breathe. We have zucchinis, 2 peppers, spinach, onion. Okay, I'm just gonna cut these directly into the pan. Let's see how well this works out. I feel like all grandmas cut without a cutting board. Like, I feel like they all cut with their thumb. I feel very grandma-y right now doing this. I like to cut my vegetables as small as possible when I'm adding them to my pasta, but that's gonna be very hard without a cutting board, so we're just gonna do what we can. I'm gonna saute the vegetables first and then add my ground beef and then add my pasta sauce and let it simmer for a little bit. And then I'll probably put it in a container for dinner time, and then I'll make extra maybe pasta noodles for Josh so that he has lunch tomorrow for work. Okay, my these way too big, I feel. I like my veggies smaller than this. Should I just make a veggie pasta and scratch the beef? Like, maybe I don't even add the beef. Maybe I just do a veggie pasta. I think I'm gonna do that. We're gonna do a veggie pasta because there's actually a lot of vegetables that are going in here. We've been eating a lot of meat, so we're just gonna do veggie pasta. And then to add protein, maybe I'll add some Greek yogurt to make it creamy. Yeah, we're just gonna do veggies because there's a lot of veggies going in here. Okay, it's taking so much longer than if I just had a cutting board. I'd be done by now. This is actually very, very annoying. Okay, I'm just gonna fast forward this because this is boring. I do this every time I cook in this cast iron pan. I overfilled it. I just seasoned my pasta sauce. It's been simmering for like minutes. There's carrot, onion, zucchini, pepper, I think that's it, celery, and then I did pasta sauce, seasoning salt, a little sugar, I know, a little sugar, garlic powder, onion powder, basil, parsley, and onion powder. Did I say onion powder? And then I'm just gonna let this simmer. I usually would add a bay leaf, but I'm kind of lazy and I don't really want to go get it. So I'm just gonna let this simmer. And then at the end, I was gonna add spinach in here, but how am I gonna fit the spinach in here? I'm gonna let it simmer a little longer just so that the vegetables are very soft. And then I'm gonna try and throw in the spinach. And then I'm gonna put this in a container for dinner time. Hi guys, it is not the best lighting, but I'm here to end the vlog. I'm in a sports bra and I am eating my dinner, which is cheddar broccoli soup. This is a different day. I just had a meltdown. But I want to give an update on my ultrasound. So first of all, moving with a toddler, do not recommend. While pregnant, do not recommend. I am so stressed. Me and Josh feel like we're just on the go nonstop. And it's extra hard because nothing's really baby proofed. At this point, she has her playroom set up, which helps. And we have the baby gate up. It is starting to be baby proofed, so it's getting easier by the day. But the living room is just, she does not want to be in it because there's like no room to play because her couches don't really fit in the living room properly. Everything's just like weird. And there's boxes everywhere. I'm just very stressed out. We don't have a mirror in our bathroom, so every single day I gotta go to the guest bathroom to do anything to make myself look good, which is fine. It's not a big deal. It's just these little inconveniences that are like driving me up a wall. And so it's like stressing me out, but they're all blessings. So I'm trying to remind myself not to make blessings into a burden. Anyways, I'm rambling, but I'm here to end the vlog and give you an update on my ultrasound. So they did 2 sets of measurements because the first one I was like, what the hell? So to put into perspective, lavender always, so when you have a normal, quote unquote, normal healthy pregnancy in Canada, Ontario, you typically only get 3 ultrasounds. You get a dating ultrasound, your 12-week ultrasound, which is an NT ultrasound, and then you get your 20-week anatomy scan. And if everything looks fine and you don't have any other complications, usually those are the only 3 scans you will get. So you won't see, I didn't see lavender from 20 weeks until, well, I did request a growth ultrasound because I had a feeling she was small. It's so weird, my whole pregnancy with her, I feel like she's like too small. She's a little too small. Why is she so small? I feel like she's small. Even though she was measuring in the 50th percentile, I could feel her in my belly and I just felt like she was really tiny. And so I brought it up to my doctor and he's like, you know what? He's like, lavender's always measured 50%. So we don't, there's really, you're gaining weight appropriately. Your uterus looks like it's the right height. So we don't really have any concerns, but because I know you and your history and everything, if you want a growth ultrasound, we'll give you one. So I think it was around 32 weeks or something, they gave me a growth ultrasound and she was still measuring in the 50th percentile at the time. However, when I gave birth to her, she was the 6th percentile. So we don't know if I had like IAGR, we don't know if it was like genetically just my type of, I'm being quiet because Josh is trying to put lavender to bed. I don't know if it's just like my babies that I carry. I have no idea because Luca was also small. So for this baby, we've been doing growth ultrasounds and she was measuring around the 45th percentile, I would say, the whole time. And then she went down to the 36th percentile and then back up to the 44th percentile. Then she was back down to the 33rd percentile, which I know measurements, millimeters can make a huge difference when you're measuring a baby. Their position can make the measurements off. So like you can't take the measurements too seriously unless they're under like 10%, then they get a little bit concerned. But I know that the literal millimeters can make a huge difference when it comes to the measurements. So you can't take it too literal. But last time she was, I think she was 33 or 34 percentile, 33 or 34, it doesn't matter. Then this time, which was a month exactly after, her first measurement was 13%, which after 10 and lower, they get concerned. So for me, that is too close for comfort. 3% off from being concerning is not comfortable for me. So she's like, well, let me double check. So she did it again, and then she was back up to 31st percentile. So either way, she's like on the smaller side, which is fine because this is my 3rd pregnancy and 2 out of 2 of my babies have been technically small for their age, but otherwise healthy. Luca had spina bifida, but that didn't have to do with his growth. And then obviously lavender's otherwise perfectly healthy. So no NICU time needed, no anything. And so at this point, the doctors are just, there's nothing wrong. We checked your placenta. You have a history of having 2 small babies. So at this point, we're just thinking, we did genetic testing, obviously, the NT scan, the blood work, and obviously her anatomy scan looked perfect. So at this point, we're just assuming that I just have small babies. Literally, which is fine with me, easier for me. But I am a little nervous because I'm like, 13% is like borderline, what the fuck? And then 31st percentile is like, oh, fine. So I have another ultrasound on November 5th. And I'm hoping she is still in like trial because I don't want to have to go do like ultrasounds at the hospital or weekly called non-stress tests, NSTs I think it's called, because it's lavender's not allowed in those appointments and it's so difficult. Like I don't have a car, lavender's not allowed with me, and I live 30 minutes away. So if I have to go like once or twice a week plus my like 1 week to the hospital plus the NST plus my OB appointments, like gonna be, really don't know how I'm gonna balance it all. I'm gonna do it because it's gonna keep baby girl healthy, but they're gonna make sure she's healthy. But I just I'm like stressed out about it, but I'm hoping she's fine. Looks otherwise healthy, she's kicking, she's still growing, she's small. So I didn't really get a good picture of her on the ultrasound. She was head down and her foot was at her forehead. She was literally folded in half. So she also couldn't do the 3D. She's like, I would have done a 3D for you, but she's like facing her back upside down, folded in half. So she's like, you're just gonna see the back of her. And we did see a little bit of hair, so that was really cute. Yeah, that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, and I will see you guys in 2 days because I'm back to every other day vlogging. So yay, love you guys, bye.